Today I want to talk about the Denver Broncos 2012 draft. To me, out of like an A to F grade, I'd have to give them like a B minus because some of the picks were pretty good, but some of them are kind of head scratchers. First pick they ended up trading out of the first round. The first pick they had was defensive tackle out of Cincinnati, Derek Wolfe. I've watched a bunch of clips on this kid. He's really talented. He can push the pocket real well. He's very strong at the point of attack. The only issue I really have with him is just my personal opinion, but obviously coaches can have different ones. The only issue I personally have is he's kind of undersized for a defensive tackle. I personally, if I were running a team, would want him to be around 300, 310, something like that. But who knows, he may end up putting on weight after like all the training and stuff. Their second round pick, that's kind of the big head scratcher to me. Is Brock Osweiler out of Arizona State. Brock Osweiler is real big for the quarterback position. I know that sometimes that can be an advantage and sometimes that can be a disadvantage as well. But the thing I have the problem with is that he didn't do too much at Arizona State. I know he's probably got a lot of talent. He's probably a very talented kid, but I couldn't find enough clips of him quarterbacking at Arizona State. It's kind of hard to watch him. I understand learning behind Peyton Manning and John Elway is a big upside, so he can learn a whole hell of a lot from them, but it's still a little bit of a head scratcher. Their third pick was running back Ronnie Hillman out of San Diego State. Ronnie Hillman, I've seen a bunch of footage on this. I've watched a couple videos on DenverBroncos.com. He's had a bunch of long-distance home run type runs. To me, it looks like he's got a good burst into the hole. He's got some good moves, and he's got a very good acceleration to him, which is really helpful. He also looks like he's pretty decent catching the ball out of the backfield, so that's definitely good that they add another tool for Peyton Manning to use. Another pick out of Arizona State, their next one after Ronnie Hillman, is Omar Bolden, defensive back. He's pretty talented. Definitely looks like he's got a good acceleration to him. I mean, for me, he's a little undersized to be a defensive back, but you never know what happens. Sometimes you can take the smallest of people and they can end up being the biggest of stars, so you never know. But he is a defensive back. Hopefully he can learn from someone like Champ Bailey, for example. He's been there for a long time. My guess is if he does end up going in the Hall of Fame one day, he's first ballot Hall of Famer. He's very talented. Hopefully he'll learn a bunch from Champ Bailey. Another pick they got, offensive lineman from Baylor, Philip Blake. This one's kind of a head scratcher to me too because they just got J.D. Walton out of Baylor, I believe. But I don't know if they plan on using Blake or moving Walton to guard or something. I don't know exactly what the whole thought process was behind that pick, but I have watched him. He's a very stout blocker. He's still got work to do, like everybody, but he's a very stout blocker, and hopefully he can help protect Peyton Manning. Another pick they got out of Tennessee is Malik Jackson. They had him listed as a defensive tackle. I would say he's got a defensive end body, though. He's around 280, 285, I believe is what it said on NFL.com. But he is a very raw player, meaning he's got a lot to learn. But hopefully, when the Denver Broncos get him into camp and everything, they can polish him up. They've got Ty Warren there. Robert Ayers actually came out of Tennessee as well, so hopefully Rob can help teach him up a bit. And their last pick out of Kentucky, linebacker Danny Trevathan. Danny, very talented kid. He had a whole boatload of tackles. If I'm not mistaken, he led his college conference in tackles the one year. I don't remember which year because I watched that video a couple weeks ago, so I don't remember quite which year, but I do know he's a very talented, a little small to be a linebacker, but then again, look at what Denver does with smaller linebackers. Joe Mays, Wesley Woodyard, all very talented, and they're all very good on the Denver Bronco team. So overall, like I said, I think I'd give them a B-minus grade. Hopefully these people come in, make an immediate impact, help make the Denver Broncos team better, and possibly, if my hopes are a little too early, but possibly lead them deeper into the playoffs than last year, and maybe, if I'm lucky, to a Super Bowl. That would be awesome. So, this is Denver Broncos Fanatic signing out. Peace.